So imagine being stuck in a hospital room entirely alone except for the company of your physician and several people on the nursing staff. No family is there to support you, and no friends are by your side because they're all out at a party. You're alone and you're scared because you're told that you need to have an emergency C-section and it's getting hard for you to breathe. You're in the middle of labor with your child, and all you can think about is how you may have given up on the rest of your life. Now, this is only one story of the countless numbers of teenage mothers across the country. Teenage pregnancy rates are continually a problem, and sexually active young women need to understand the consequences and effects that teenage pregnancy can cause based upon their actions. So imagine if you were 16 years old, and you just found out that you were going to become a parent. How would you feel, and how would you be able to handle the responsibilities that come with it? There are a lot of pressures that come with being a parent, such as emotional maturity, financial responsibilities, and the ability to be a parent in general. Teenagers need to be educated on the consequences of having children and how to deal with it on different levels, either through showing precautionary methods in order for them not to get pregnant to begin with, and how to deal with it after it does happen. So today what we'll be talking about is the rates of teenage pregnancy, the consequences of it, and how to educate young adults about the social issue. So what exactly are the pregnancy rates in this country? Well, in 2011, in the state of Oregon, according to public health records, there were over 1,200 teenage pregnancies. The welfare rates are climbing because the United States spends approximately $7 billion each year just on teenage pregnancies and supporting the aftermath of them. The U.S. also leads industrialized countries in teen birth, teen pregnancy, and abortion rates. Most young women who are teenage mothers don't end up finishing college even by the time that they're 30. And statistics also show that 80% of teenage mothers do go on some type of welfare program in order to supplement their income and help take care of their children. They're more likely to be poverty-stricken and have the emotional effects on their children that will continue out through their generation. So if you were born by a teenage mother, you're more likely to become a teenage parent yourself. So what are some of the responsibilities and situations that young parents face? Besides just having another life to take care of, there are a lot of emotional, financial, and social issues that should be taken into consideration. Young parents often find themselves dealing with depression and struggling the balance of being a teenager and a parent. Finances can become an issue for many teenagers who've never had to deal with even having a job or earning their own money before. And oftentimes, many family members have to assume the role of a pseudo-parent in order to keep the family together. So now that we know what the consequences that can occur are, the next logical step would be to discuss prevention and what options are once someone does become a parent. So there are both preventative measures that can be taken to educate teens, but also support groups that can help once somebody does become a parent. Many schools already offer instructions on how to prevent pregnancy that do include but aren't limited to abstinence, condoms, birth control. There are some schools that prefer to teach abstinence only, and in 2012, the state of Utah actually tried to pass a law making it where schools can only teach abstinence only, and it was not passed. After a teenage couple becomes pregnant, there are also many options on how to deal with the pregnancy. At the DHS, which is the Department of Human Services, there are many outreach groups, and there's different types of education programs people can enroll in to help better themselves and grow as a parent. And although teenage pregnancy is definitely an issue today, the education of the subject is really the first step to changing things for the better. In the year 2009, U.S. birth rates of 15 to 19-year-olds were actually over 400,000 couples. So it's important to have education on it. Teenage pregnancy remains an issue, and it can cause serious effects for future generations. Teenage pregnancy continues to stay at a high number and is affecting our country in numerous ways, including financial responsibilities put on the government that shouldn't be there, and pressure on young adults. Education is the key in understanding how and why this happens, and it's beginning to getting a hold onto this problem. So even though teenage pregnancy seems like a really scary subject or a subject of shame, if there is education and acceptance of responsibility by the parents, then it can turn into a wonderful bond between a mother and a child. The story you heard at the beginning of the speech was actually my personal story And I'm currently in school and I'm proud of the decisions that I've made and the responsibility that I did take when I was a teenage parent. So it can turn out good even if you are just a pregnancy statistic. So thank you for listening. And here's a picture of my son, and he's really cute.